Mr. Harris, you represent ISIS Homeland Security Investigations as the Assistant Director for Countering Transnational Organized Crime, correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, do you assess that Tren de Aragua is engaged in transnational organized crime, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Harris, is HSI responsible for investigating Tren de Aragua, which includes collecting and providing intelligence about who is and is not a gang member for ICE enforcement and removal operations?
Yes, we do investigate Delia Ramirez.
Okay. And yes or no, are the tattoos part of that assessment?
It can be.
Okay. So I want to ask you a few questions. These are some real-life examples. If someone has a tattoo with hands praying, are they a gang member, yes or no?
I have to know more about that
Okay.
than just a tattoo.
So let me ask you then another question. What about someone with an autism awareness tattoo? Are they a gang member?
I would have to know more about the situation than just a tattoo.
I would also agree with that. So let me ask you a question. What about a crown tattoo? Yes or no? A crown with a soccer ball?
Same thing. I would not have to know more about the situation.
Mr. Harris, I'm going to ask you again for the record here. What about a tattoo across their chest, perhaps?
I would have to know more about the situation.
Our Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, here. Okay. Mr. Harris, are you aware of any instances in which relying on tattoos has resulted in wrongful ICE arrests or deportations? Are you aware?
I oversee transnational organized crime as far as deportations or removals.
So you're not aware?
I'm not.
Well, thank you, Mr. Harris. Well, according to several resources, including an occasion, the administration has demonstrated that they have not done enough research and investigation. In addition to Andrea Hernandez Romero's wrong gang tattoos, they said, of his parents' name with crowns, Neri Alvarado Borges had a colorful tattoo of an autism awareness ribbon for his 15-year-old brother. Jersey Reyes Barrios had a tattoo of a soccer ball with a crown, a tribute to the logo of his favorite soccer team, Real Madrid from Spain. And like them, there were so many more. I just showed you a number of them. DHS has wrongfully detained and deported immigrants and asylum seekers, all based on arbitrary point system that DHS has created. They call it the Alien Enemy Validation Guide. Having a tattoo accounted for 4 points of the 8 needed deemed deportable. Their point system reflects a long legacy of using arbitrary criteria of predefined characteristics to profile, criminalize, marginalize, and punish. The DHS tattoo system reflects the same racist, arbitrary, ignorant activities of this administration's forebears. We make court decisions about the freedom of Black people based on hair. In Hudgens versus Rights, hair was determined to reveal Black identity more than skin color. We targeted children in indigenous communities who were native cultural attire and sent them to boarding schools. We said anyone with long hair in the 60s was a radical and a communist. We identified gang members using baggy clothes, specific color combinations, and certain hat positioning in the 90s. You see, over and over again, the government has proven that it can't be trusted with expeditious systems of justice based on arbitrary criteria defined by bigoted assumptions about people. Each of these arbitrary systems end up reflecting the worst of our biases. That's the point this administration may revel in, but I, for one, am not comfortable with sloppy, radicalized biases condemning people to a life in CCOT. You see, we can have the constitutional tool to do better. It's called due process. It's actually the only way to ensure that we minimize administrative errors and that arbitrary characteristics and bigoted assumptions do not ruin people's lives. And it's why it's so important that when we're having these conversations in this committee, that we understand that what we use to determine who we deport, who we don't, why we violate due process, when we violate due process, that it has real life consequences. And that our constituents, our children are watching. The idea that they deported parents at a kindergarten graduation this past week is unconscionable. I want to make sure that I remind people of that. And with that, Chairman, I yield back.